Your school, your news. We are LMTV, Linn-Mar Television. Winner of more than a dozen Metro and State Awards for broadcast excellence. Linn-Mar, your news starts now.
Good morning, Linn-Mar.
It's Monday, September 8th, 2008.
And here's a look at the stories making news across your Linn-Mar campus. There are three top stories this morning. The 2008 homecoming is set, and the spring musical has been determined. But first, we now know who will fill the roles for the upcoming freshman play. LMTV's Zoe has the details. Zoe?
Joining us in the studio today is Mrs. Fry, the director of the freshman play, Dracula. Mrs. Fry, tell us who will be the stars of the show.
Well, first off, Dracula will be played by Sean Lancaster. The maid will be played by Julie Papel. Harker, who is the love interest of Lucy, will be played by Mick Evans. Dr. Seward, Lucy's mom, will be played by Ashley Seaton. Abraham Van Helsing is Derek Stenauer. Renfield is Nathan Kent. The attendant is Lexi Helgens. Lucy will be played by Anna Ryder. And then we have a couple of extra patients to have a little bit of fun with the mental part of this. And that'll be Nikki Henn and Laura Schell.
Wonderful. When will the show be presented?
October 9th and the 11th. We skip that Friday.
If a freshman wants to help build the set or do other backstage work, what should they do?
Mr. Bugenhagen is going to have a meeting tomorrow right after school in my room.
All right. Thanks, Mrs. Fry. And as they say, break a leg.
Thank you.
Jared, back to you.
Thanks, Zoe. Mr. Anderson and Mrs. Smith are ready to announce the spring musical. We'll have that and the 2000 homecoming court right after this message.
Are you struggling to get to class on time after a relaxing nap at home during a free period? Avoid the humiliation and buy an MOC raffle ticket today. Think about it. This could be you.
Good morning. Mr. Anderson and I are here today to announce this year's musical. This year, the music and theater departments have decided that we are going to do Les Miserables. Les Mis is a story that is epic. It's one of the most popular musicals that's out there today. And one of the things that really attracted us to it is that there's over 35 character roles for people to audition for.
This is a very exciting musical, particularly for singers. There are lots of solo parts, and as a result of that, the singing auditions will be very, very important. The entire audition process will take place the first week of December, and what will be involved is every person who is auditioning for the show will need to prepare and perform a 30-second vocal solo. They will also need to complete a dance audition, and then we will be calling back individuals to do reading parts as we get closer to casting the show. Les Mis is also a full orchestra show, so those of you interested in being involved with the full orchestra pit work with Mr. Resnikow should see him and let him know that you're interested.
We're very excited about this show, and we hope you are too. Thank you.
Thanks.
That sounds like a fantastic show. Thanks, Mr. Anderson and Mrs. Smith. Now it's time to announce the 2008 homecoming court and class attendance. LMTV's Betsy has the story.
I have here the envelope with the results from the 2008 homecoming election. It's still sealed. And here we go. I can get it open. Okay. The freshman attendants are Erica Noyes, pardon me. The sophomore attendants are Alyssa Schmidt and Jordan Sean. Junior attendants are Whitney Rissy and Nolan Schroeder. And due to a tie, there will be 6 members of the senior court this year. For the boys, Zach Bohannon, Tyler Brogla, Cisco Febrian, Chris Hunter, Brett Jones, and Brian Molman. The senior court consists of Christine Crow, Kimberly Feldman, Molly Good, Jennifer Commissar, Monica Lear, and Jamie Printy. Back to you, Jared.
Congratulations to all the participants. In other news, the informational meeting is tonight for next summer's History of British Literature trip to England and France. Those of you planning to go should send your parents to the meeting. The meeting is tonight at 7 in room E137A. Please see Mr. Kibbe or Mrs. Borchers if you cannot attend. Now, LMTV's Corbin takes a look at sports.
On the scoreboard, another impressive effort, but Xavier beat varsity football 37-17. Our sophomore team won 14-12. Linn-Mar volleyball team was tough at the Washington Invitational. They came in 6th out of 14 teams. Congrats, girls. Tonight on Linn-Mar Sports, 9th grade football game that was rained out last week will be played today at 5 against Cedar Falls. Pack the gym night for tomorrow's varsity match against Kennedy. Everyone come and cheer on the girls against an always awesome match. Sophomore game starts at 5:30 with the varsity following at 7. Bring all your friends and let them show some huge Linn-Mar support. If you have an activity ticket, listen up. Please double check your ID if you paid for an activity ticket. Make sure the dot is not punched out. If it is, you will need to stop in the athletic office to get a new one. This needs to happen before the home game Friday. That's sports. Back to you, Jared.
Thanks, Corbin. In news from the counselors, anyone thinking about becoming an Iowa State Cyclone, listen up. A representative from ISU is in the counseling office right now. Stop by for a visit. Anyone taking the PSAT or SAT, Linn-Mar will host a seminar on Saturday, September 20th. Or go to www.zaps.com or see your counselor to find out more. For more information on these stories, stop by the counselor's office or check their website. Now, Caitlin takes a look at arts and clubs.
Thanks, Jared. On the Linn-Mar club scene, Contest Speech will have their first big meeting tonight after school in the Little Theater. This is for the freshman and varsity teams, TV, and radio as well. Everyone is welcome to check it out in the Little Theater after school. Model UN has its first meeting tonight at 6:30 in Mr. Garrell's room, E133. Everyone's welcome to attend. The first official FFA meeting of the year is also tonight. It starts with a pickup softball game at 6 p.m. The meeting will follow at 7 in Miss Lemmer's room, D128. Homemade ice cream will be served. Student Council will meet tomorrow morning at 8 in the Little Theater. Key Clubbers and Key Clubbers to be. Your first meeting will be at 8:15 a.m. or 3:15 p.m. tomorrow in the food court. There will be treats. Freshmen interested in doing behind-the-scenes work for the freshman play will meet Tuesday at 3:30 in Mrs. Fry's room. If you cannot attend, see Mr. Bugenhagen or Mrs. Fry. Writers Inc. will hold its first meeting tomorrow after school in Mr. Hopkins' room, C116. Robotics will hold its new member recruiting meeting tomorrow night at 7 in the food court. Free pizza will be served. That's your club's update. Back to you, Jared.
Thanks, Caitlin. Today on Channel 1, the latest headlines and more, today at 3 on LMTV. Now, Corbin has your first look at today's lunch. Corbin?
Thanks. It's Burrito Bar with Mexicali corn and fluffy fruit salad, with the other lines offering Subway, the chef salad, or pizza, or a la carte items. That's lunch. Back to you, Jared.
Your LMTV forecast calls for rain with a high of only 60. Tonight, more rain with an overnight low of 39. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 66. That wraps up today's edition of LMTV News.
Remember, LMTV is always online. Just go to the high school website.
For the entire cast and crew, thanks for watching.
Join us again tomorrow and make it a great day, Linn-Mar.